Hi, everybody. Welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Y'all, sorry. I am only about 4 minutes late this time. 4 minutes late. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Shout out to everybody. Happy New Year's. It is the second day. It is the second day of the year. Welcome everybody. Y'all are amazing, guys. Thank you so much for being here. You can be anywhere else, but you're here. I really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, subscribing, doing all those good things. Welcome. Tell me before we get started, y'all, because listen, we do some true crime over here. We do some trending commentary. We do all kinds of things over here, right? And, it gets very dark sometimes in the topics, but I never want to forget how much people we are, right? Because we're all people at the end of the day. And speaking of people, by the way, shout out to the winners of the Sing Your Own Tune. I'm still working on sending your guys' digital gift cards and emails. So please note that we've consolidated. I think we need one more person from the Christmas one, and then the other ones will be sent hopefully today. Hopefully I can get everything going today. The thing about the service that I use, excuse me, I had to clear my throat. The thing about the service that I use is that what it does is that it'll flag some emails as fraud. So it takes a minute for me to know that, just so people are aware. So, but listen, I really do work on making sure that people get their dues, especially when they won. So shout out to y'all. Thank you. Shout out to winners. And shout out to, first of all, shout out to my mods. Shout out to Abraham. Shout out to Chico, Pika, Vic, Vicky, shout out to Vicky, my beautiful, wonderful mom. Shout out to everybody. Did you hear about the earthquake in Ciudad Mexico? No, there was an earthquake. No way. I'm gonna have to find out, Marta. I'm gonna have to find out. And there was an earthquake. I hope everybody's safe over there, because earthquakes in Mexico are just something else, man. I'm telling you. Ahmad, member for 9 months. Shout out to my boo Ahmad. Thank you, Ahmad, for supporting the channel. Welcome, everybody. Y'all are amazing. Flojo, shout out to Flojo as well. Okay. Shout out to Flojo. Everybody come through. My goodness. Shout out to y'all. First of all, Nebby's been a member for 28 months. My throat is like kicking. It's like, the weather's changing and everything. So that's why it's always a little crazy. So I don't want to cough at my mic. I have to cough over there. Nebby, thank you for being a member for 28 months. Nebby is reaching the status of been here, ride or die, over here. Shout out to my boo, Nebby. Nebby is amazing. Shout out to Nebby, man. Thank you, Nebby, for being here. Shout out to Nebby again. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Shout out to everybody. It's not Flojo anymore. It's you. No way. You renamed your name? Oh my goodness. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Okay. We got some news. Now I apologize. I have to pause it because it's like my throat gets a little crazy and I got water and coffee here, so I might have to take a couple drinks here and there. The earthquake was 6.5. That's not a little earthquake. That's a wake your ass up earthquake. In Ciudad Mexico, we're gonna have to check it out. Oh yeah. We're gonna definitely have to check that out for sure. Thank you so much, the only Angie, for giving me the update on that. Thank you. Welcome. And shout out to my beautiful, wonderful members. Y'all are amazing. I really thank you guys. I did oversleep today, just so people are aware. I'm handling some business that has been yeah, make sure you guys email me on topics that you feel like you want me to cover or talk about a little bit. I can't guarantee that I'll do it, but I'll look into it if it's something that I feel like it's gonna, definitely pique some interest for everybody. I've been handling some business, and I'll probably be talking about this a little bit more as that business gets handled and whatnot. But yeah, so shout out to us in 2026. I think 2026 is going to be for us the year of, getting to where we need to go. It's going to be my 5th year on YouTube, February. And I think it's kind of like I've come to the realization that, people here are amazing people. And we have people here that come from different walks of life. And, there are people here that really want to see you win. And then there's people here that Don't. And it's always important to take care of yourself and take care of yours. And I think 2026 is going to be the year of, I'm about to take a stand. That's kind of where I'm at. And feel it. I feel it in my veins, feel it in my soul. I feel it. More to come on that. Okay. I remember the hit. Hit the like button. Thank you. Well, thank you. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right, guys, we have to talk because listen, Linda. So there's a rumor out there, and I believe it's a pretty accurate rumor. Y'all remember the Shrek, 2025 Shrek was Jake Haro, the man that the man and by the way, this month January will be Rebecca Haro's hearing. Okay, we about to get back in business on that. Ogre as well. So Jake Haro, it's been circulated that apparently he's been hospitalized, right? He's been moved. They do the thing where they move you. They will move you from one facility. They check you out. They review you, and then they move you to the next one. And then it's kind of like that's how it goes, right? Well, apparently, I don't know if he dropped the soap. I don't know what happened exactly. I don't know what, but apparently, the man's been hospitalized. Now, to me, this is not like breaking news because there ain't no way nobody's gonna break their foot or their neck or anything over this kind of news. I'm just going to be honest with you. Shout out to my boo, Murdered by Nature podcast. Amazing content creator over there on the TikTok. I need her to come over here on the YouTube, y'all, because I really think that y'all really going to like her. Okay. I mean, she is just amazing, really centered, just victim centered, and could really do some really good things here. So hopefully, we can get her over here and get her channel working over here because I'd like to see her over here. And I think you guys would like her too. But shout out to her.
Hey, you guys.
Listen to this.
I'm getting a ton of comments and messages asking about Jake Haro. And is it true that he's in the hospital? So I have a very, very reliable source that has informed me that Jake Haro did get into some heated things with people, and he is in the hospital currently.
I love this for him. I mean, like literally, I don't know, and I hate to put that out there. Listen, I'm trying to do better. Okay, I'm trying to do better, right? Because it's just like we try to do better in 2026. You said supposedly he was attacked twice in Chino, and this was less than 48 hours after the transfer from Chino to Wasco. Really, Hoodie's crowbar. So I mean, y'all tell me, like, is that mean for me to say that? Like, even though I don't feel bad, I love this for him. I don't know what else to say. I don't want to hear any other news about this man, honestly, unless he's willing to talk about where his baby's at, which honestly, he's not obligated to do anymore at this point. I love the fact that, I'm sorry. I believe in street justice sometimes, I don't push for that or anything like that. But this was a horrific case of a 7-month-old, and the 7-month-old did not deserve this. Like, it didn't deserve these parents. None of this. 2025 has been, and I think I really wanted to test myself in some of these cases with children, because Madeline Soto was another one that I said, I cannot cover this case because I'm going to really I'll lose my mind. And by not covering it, sure, like people will say, well, you kind of lost this. I don't care about that. I care about my mental health, and I care about the fact that, some of us aren't too far removed from knowing that there's some real people evil out there that are parents, and it shouldn't be parents. That's what Madeline Soto reminds me of. And that's what Jake Haro reminds me of. So overall, I think I dealt with my mental health pretty well when it came to Jake Haro. But there were times where I was like, it just got to me too much,
Right now, it is stated that he was in the shower and something went down and that they had to transport him out, that the actual hospital inside the jail wasn't able to sustain what he needed. So he did have to get transported out to a local hospital where he's being seen at right now. But that is all the information that we know. I don't know the extent of his injuries. I don't know what happened, but I do know from a very, very reliable source that Jake Haro is currently in the hospital for things that happened to him while they were in the
and please know, Murder by Nature podcast. I mean, she's pretty close to the sources there. Shout out to her, because this is a case that happened local to her, right? So she's very invested in, I mean, I think that's like, If something happens close to me, I would feel the same way. So shout out to her. I believe everything that she says. I believe that the man dropped the soap and something happened. And I think that what people don't understand is people think that people that are just incarcerated and locked away, they're so removed from social media. That is so not the case. Like, you'd be amazed how many people do social media. Hell, even Gabriel Fernandez's mom did an interview, and I saw that shit, and I was like, ew, gross. Like, I don't even want to give that lady clout either. Another horrible monster.
Shower. So that's that. Am I upset about it? No. I think Jake Haro should get what he deserves. And if you do not know who Jake Haro is, he is currently incarcerated for unaliving his child.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And by the way, that pink looks really cute on her. I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. You said awesome. Love women's support. Yes, thank you. Oh my goodness, y'all. We got some gifters in here. English. Thank you so much for gifted 2 memberships, y'all. Make sure you put some hearts in the chat if you've been gifted. Stella's mom, Erin. My goodness, 10 gifted memberships. Lord have mercy. Thank you, my Miss Ma'am. Thank you. Put some hearts in the chat. And member, Sarah Adams, member for a month. Thank you. And English, thank you so much again for gifting 3 gifted memberships. Y'all are amazing. Thank you, guys. Oh, y'all are amazing. Thank you. Now it's 3. Don't feel bad for them either. They are monsters, period. I can't. I don't feel bad. Maybe I might feel if it was a different story, but let me just say this. We have not forgotten about Rebecca, Haro, Ola. We have not forgot. Ola has entered the chat. We have not forgotten about Miss Ola. I don't know what happened. He knocked me out and he hit me and he said Ola. That whole shit. I was like, and he was Mexican. He was Mexican too. I bet somebody knocked Jake Haro out in the shower. He dropped the soap and they said hola too. They said, say hello, say hola to my little friend. That's what they said. Yes, they did. Thank you. Look at this, guys. We're about to get into this too. Thank you, Joe, for reminding me of this. This is crazy. This is crazy work. We'll get into this here in a minute. I totally want to save your comment, actually, because I think it's an important one. Nate's been a member for a month. Thank you, Nate. Thank you. Shout out to Nate. Okay. And then also, I want to shout out another person before I forget. Mr. Mark Harmon. Mark, thank you so much for the Cash App. I really appreciate it. If you can answer my email, let me know what you want to do. Thank you. Shout out to Mark again. Another supporter and member of the channel. Thank you. All right, guys. So let's get into another story because we got to keep it moving. We have to talk about, parents. We definitely going to talk about this one. So I saw this last week, right? Mimi Torres's mother, her name is Karla. She is the wildebeest, the ogre of New Britain. Okay, let me put a picture up, y'all. So you guys will know. Well, actually, it's all these 3 individuals right here. All these 3 individuals that are in this picture right here. The lady with the crop tops, okay, who can't find a shirt that fits her. And yes, I do run mouth when it comes to Karla, and because of the crimes that she committed against her daughter, putting her and these co-conspirators, putting her child, in a bin, okay, zip tying her, officially charged with the murder of Mimi Torres, right? Her, the Jonathan Nanita, and the sister as well, okay? These 3 individuals up there, right? So Karla got some, not just Karla, but apparently Karla and Jonathan Nanita, they got some charges on them regarding SNAP, okay? So while this child was deceased, they were still applying for SNAP and putting her on SNAP benefits and whatnot. And so was Jonathan Anita. This idiot right here, y'all. Like, let me tell you something. I'm a supporter of people getting help and everything. Okay, I worked in government for many years, and I know how important TANF and all these benefits are. Please note that. Okay, but what I am not a supportive of is people like this taking advantage of the system, lying on their applications, doing the most, because let me tell you, I know, and people like this should be investigated and prosecuted to the fullest extent. If y'all think you can lie on those SNAP benefits and take away from our hard-earned tax money, some of us support the SNAPs and the TANFs and everything. We support it. What we don't support is people lying and doing the most on those benefits. Because I know y'all can even attest, some of y'all came from that. You came from parents that might have applied or whatever and needed, back in the day, I think back in the day it was it wasn't even a card, it was the actual food stamp. You'd get a little food stamp, right? You scamming the system. I remember used to, yeah, when we would get, like, there'd be like those little food stamps and you could just get a food stamp and then go buy a donut. You know what I mean? Something like that. And I used to do that all the time. Go buy a donut, whatever. But like, if you needed help from the government, I mean, I get it. Some of us came from that and we get it. Free and reduced lunch. I'm that kid, free and reduced lunch. I support it. But what I don't support is people who take advantage of it. Now, this wildebeest right here, y'all don't feel sorry for her. Do not feel sorry for her or her boyfriend or any of them. So they had murdered the child, okay? Put her in the bucket, let her body rot, had to go to hotel rooms because of the smell, okay, of this child decomposing. They were putting her on SNAP benefits and stuff. Still, knowing that she was gone. Still. I don't feel sorry for them at all. At all. So, that being said, that has been the news that apparently they're also going to be charged with that, which I'm here for. So, mom and boyfriend accused of lying about 11-year-old girl's death in order to continue receiving SNAP benefits. Look at that. They lied. Don't forget that this is the same woman who used another child when CPS was doing a face-to-face on a FaceTime call. They used another child to pass like Mimi. Okay. So I'm not surprised. Like, this is how the get down gets down. So Connecticut mother and her boyfriend charged with the murder of the 11-year-old girl are now accused of lying about the girl's death and continue to receive SNAP benefits. Okay. I'm glad that this is now a charge for them too. And they should continue to be charging. And it's people like this who should not be able to receive anything. I mean, I don't think she's going to get out of prison anytime soon and whatnot, but it is what it is. Anyways, so that has been the news. Actually, this news broke maybe about a week ago. Yeah, it was about a week ago. On the 19th, almost 2 weeks ago. And I saw Law and Crime was talking about it, but I'm here for it. I'm glad that, they are being held accountable. Let's talk about Tyrone Blackburn. Put a 1 in the chat if you know who Tyrone Blackburn is. Put a 1 in the chat if you know who Tyrone Blackburn is. Y'all let me know. Some of you guys might know. Some of you guys might not know. Okay? Tyrone Blackburn. Lord have mercy, Tyrone Blackburn. You don't. But you guys don't know who y'all don't. Then you guys need to be watching my videos, okay? Tyrone Blackburn. Give you guys a quick little backup story about Tyrone Blackburn. Yeah, 1 in the chat if you don't know who he is. 2 in the chat if you do. So thank you. English said that she does. Okay, thank you. Thank you. The AI lawyer. Oh, you gonna like this news. Look, not really. Look, I feel kind of bad. Let me tell you what's going on, okay? Give you a backstory because it kind of goes along the lines of where my channel started, okay? Believe it or not. Tyrone Blackburn, he is a lawyer, all right? So one of the things that got my channel monetized very early on and got my channel monetized less than 90 days. Please note that, content creators, for those that are out there. I was talking about Tiny and T.I. when the Tiny and T.I. stories broke out, right? This lawyer right here was the one that was spearheading a lot of the accusers. 31 accusers, if I remember correctly, made allegations against Tiny T.I. He was writing letters to DAs, to attorneys and whatnot, so that criminal charges can be brought up. I mean, he was literally spearheading this situation. Now, very early on, a lot of us that were in the blogger area, we were talking about the fact, VS is like, oh Lord, what did I walk into? We were walking into, we kind of knew that, like, let me just say it this way. Look, I've worked with a lot of attorneys. I've worked in court settings, right? I used to write a lot of court reports, so I'm very well familiar with kind of how stuff works, right? I was watching some of the things, the way in which he was writing things, right? Like letters and stuff like that. And there were some like grammatical errors and stuff. I'm not perfect. I'm the hooked on phonics kid. So I could tell like, that he was kind of like we're probably kind of in the same proficiency level where we struggle to write. And so if that's the case, we have to kind of work extra hard when we're submitting things to court or writing things for public consumption and stuff like that. It's hard. But it just kind of goes. I can recognize that was a deficiency of mine, and I feel like he kind of struggled. And there were some typos in some letters. I reached out to Tyrone and I asked him, and he clarified those typos for me, which was great. I kind of let it be, right? But then I started noticing the way in which he was making his filings and the way in which he was moving and what he was saying and how like his filings were pretty reckless. I think that as far as professionalism and lawyers, and I know Franny Law is here. Shout out to my Franny Law. You could tell when somebody is like um trying to get a social media headline or a media headline versus an attorney that's actually trying to seek justice for their clients. And I noticed that he was doing a little bit of the other, where it's like, yo, you got pictures of, naked this, naked that. You're comparing Tootsie Roll sizes that are supposed to be Diddy's personal, area. You're doing the most, right? And so some of us kind of picked that up and we said, this is kind of weird, right? And we started calling it out. And then he was picking up cases where he was representing victims where you kind of have to wonder, are you doing this knowing that this person doesn't have a case? Like, are you intentionally picking this up to be a voice, or are you just picking this up for social media clout? Anyways, so apparently, shout out to Diddy Docket, because my boo Diddy Docket over here posted this. Attorney Tyrone Blackburn to withdraw from active practice. He said, I'm giving it up. And this letter is very interesting, okay? Don't forget that Tyrone Blackburn got exposed. We found that out in the transcripts. He got exposed during the Diddy trial. Why? Because what is it? Brianna Balango, I think that's her last name. She had hired him, and she alleged on the stand that he was doing filings and writings and making demands of Diddy without her permission. She had no idea, so she fired him. And she said this publicly on the stand. And so Tyrone was going to the trial, to the RICO trial every day up until Brianna made the stand, and then he kind of like disappeared. He escaped through the fire escape. He was like, I'm out of here. They're talking about me. I'm out. And it really kind of tarnished his reputation. Joe Tacopina, Wendy Williams' lawyer, okay, even said that he is the laughing, just laugh. Everybody laughs at him in the legal world, in the entertainment business, because the way in which he moves. He also sued, what is his name? Fat Joe, right? And people. So Tyrone Blackburn writes this letter and he says, okay, I'm writing to inform the court of the circumstances that necessitate my withdrawal from active practice in my pending matters before this court. This letter is difficult to write, but I believe in transparency with the court is essential given my obligations to clients and to the administration of justice. Since Labor Day, I have experienced the death of 4 individuals close to me. The third death occurred on November the 19th, the day before my birthday. And the fourth on, November 25th, just days before Thanksgiving. These losses had profoundly detrimental effect on my mental, physical, emotional well-being, and I'm currently experiencing severe depression, anxiety, and inability to sleep, which has rendered me unable to provide my clients with the quality of representation they deserve and to which they are entitled to. I am really sorry, Tyrone, for your loss, because that's horrible, right? Deaths in general. So my condolences to Tyrone, because no matter how I feel about how he practices, death is death, and he deserves empathy, absolutely. And my condolences to him and his family. He says these personal tragedies have occurred against a backdrop of extraordinary professional challenges. Before these recent losses, I have been serving as counsel to multiple litigants in cases garnered significant media attention. Well, here's the deal, Tyrone. You picked up cases that you knew had significant media attention, or that would garner significant media attention. Now, you could play this two ways. You could have played it in a way in which you maintain that professionalism, right? And you do what you have to do. But the way in which the actions and behaviors that a lot of us as outsiders have seen, it just kind of makes you shake your head. These exposures resulted in serious safety concerns, including death threats, individuals appearing at my residence, multiple reports to law enforcement, and an ambush attack in my driveway. Had no idea he had been ambushed in his driveway. So I do wonder if there was a police report file on that. This is interesting. He said, additionally, this year alone, I have been the target of numerous bar complaints, complaints filed in bad faith by supporters or fans of parties I have sued. This is the kind of stuff that when you're taking on, and I hate to put it this way, but when you're taking on monsters and attorneys that have been in the field and have been done this kind of work, and you don't have that kind of experience quite yet, because I do believe that he's a fairly new attorney, you have to understand that they're going to come for your license, for your name, and for your house, and for the ground that you're standing on. You are not dealing in somebody that deals. What did Jay-Z say? I am not of this moral world. Period, point blank. He did not mince words when he said that. Okay? I am not of this moral world. You need to know who you're fighting with. What did what is his name? Lao Tzu say? Okay? Y'all need to read that book. Y'all need to read that book. You guys don't even know. You guys don't even know what I'm referencing. What did Lao Tzu say about the enemies? Right? You don't focus on one single enemy, you focus on many of them, all right? And that's what you have to read The Art of War. For those that are going into war, whether it's spiritual, emotional, financial, y'all got to get ready, okay? So in 2026, it is 2026, make sure you guys get your little book out there, okay? The Art of War is very important to read. Don't matter what kind of war you're going in. Read it. You have to know how your enemies are moving. Okay. AI is the devil. Yes. Okay. And it's not always your friend. Yes. Thank you, Franny Law. He's reckless and his filings were signs of something being up. Assumption is of risk. Right. Don't think that just because you're a lawyer, and that's the thing, it's like that is your most valuable possession. Your bread is your law license, right? Read it. Know how your enemies move so that you understand how you're going to move next. Okay. Thank you. He further says, as a solo practitioner without substantial staff or resources, he says, of a larger firm, I do not have the infrastructure to manage these personal and professional crises while maintaining my practice. The majority of my work has been undertaken on pro bono basis. You took a lot of those, cases. I think he represented Nicki Minaj, not Nicki Minaj. I'm sorry, Jennifer Huff. Okay, Kenneth Penny's accuser, so Nicki Minaj's husband. All right, she's got money. Okay, there's been a lot of other accusers that he's represented, and I have to tell you guys that the people that are I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say it. If this man is coming, if you are a victim of a crime and you're in the industry and this man is coming to you and he's offering you pro bono, he's had a lot and you've offered a lot pro bono, and you have to also assess that well, right? Like, why are you offering this what do you think you're going to get from the pro bono part? Instant social media following? What is it exact? What is, if your bread is in the bar, in the law license and everything, if your bread and butter is there, why are you going over here? Does that make sense? You focus on building up your firm, building up your practice, gaining that experience, putting your foot out there, doing all those kinds of things. That's what you work on that before you work on building the name and the brand through all of this. Gloria Allred didn't just get to be Gloria Allred out of nowhere. Regardless of how you feel about her, the lady does have a name behind her, and she's not as reckless just to do X, Y, and Z. She's been sued before, I get it, but she knows how to move when it comes to. So does her daughter. These people didn't just get to be where they're at just to be where they're at. You don't go to school for, to law school, and then in 5 years you think you're going to get all the things that you're going to do, and then suddenly, bam, you're going to go after Tiny and T.I. and all these people. You have to know the enemies that you're fighting. Okay? You have to know. And that's the thing about Tyrone Blackburn. It's like, and it's no shade to him. It's not, I know I've made fun of the guy and everything, and I've said everything allegedly. But if Tyrone Blackburn listens to our channel, sir, get your mental health on check and know what you're fighting, and step back, which is, I think, is a good idea. And if you've been attacked, you got to get ready. This fight is not over. Check out for a good 3 or 4 years. Do your trainings again because I think he needs to be trained. The writing needs to be worked on. I can even recognize that. Okay, it is. It does. There's a bit of comprehension that he struggles with, and I could see it in his writing because I struggle with it too. It is precisely because of my commitment to these clients that I'm taking this step back. They deserve counsel who can focus entirely on their cases without the burden of my challenges and I'm currently facing. I'm actively working to help all of my clients secure new representation, and I will ensure that each transition is handled professionally with minimal disruption. So he lists all kinds of cases that he's a part of. If you have been following and whatnot, I'm deeply grateful to the court for this time and consideration. I'm only skim reading, but he is apologizing to everyone. And there's a lot of complaints. There's documented complaints. I mean, even the judges have side-eyed Blackburn as well. Okay, you have to take a step back. You said let's keep it 100. He wasn't giving them 100 to begin with. I digress. No, I agree. I agree. Him taking all these pro bono cases, because he did take a lot, and a lot of them were celebrity based. And to me, I'm like, well, okay, and not to say that like, has he won any of these cases? I mean, I'm sure some settlements are quiet. We're not going to always know, right? But Tony Busby, before he became Tony Busby, he came from money, guys. You guys do know that. Tony Busby was already, you can't even look at Tony Busby as somebody who's like, he's got a name. But if you look at his lineage, he came from money. Okay. Like he wasn't going to go broke on a case or anything like that. And, he's been able to position himself. He's worked himself to certain cases, regardless of how I feel about Tony Busby in certain areas, because I do think he moves kind of funny, in my opinion. But it's the same thing. It's the same thing with, what's his name, who represents Jay-Z too. He's a big, I don't know why people just Alex Spiro. Why do people fuck with Alex Spiro? And then he's on Jay-Z's pocket. You have to be ready for these people. Okay? You have to be ready for these people when you're, going up on against someone like Alex Spiro. These people don't play. They don't. And please note that we should have all learned when he was on the stand, when he took on the what is it? When he was representing Alec Baldwin, what happened? He mollywopped the DA on that stand. That when he did all that and that DA sat there and he was like, putting her in her place and asking her, and you had the other DA quit the other mid trial. Like that was such a boring trial. But please note that that's when the trial got very interesting. You had people quitting in the middle of the trial and Alex Spiro coming in like he was ready to take one and some. Like he was ready for it. And that lawyer didn't even stand a chance. And trust me, these are people that I've worked in the field for many, many years. You got to understand who you're fighting against when you're fighting with these people, okay? They're not of this moral world. Keep that in mind. Okay. Yeah, the Brady Law. That's right. Period. You don't like him. But I'm saying, like, oh, yes. And please know, the TED Talk attorney, he knew exactly, Alex Spiro knew when he had that 13-year-old, when he was trying to defend Jay-Z and, putting that out there that she lied, he did a whole press conference TED Talk, right? So much better off not to have media attention. It's about the client, not about the lawyer. Thank you, Franny Law. Says from somebody who's an expert. Thank you, Franny Law, right? Some of these people make these cases worse. Do you see, as much as I can go back and forth about Agnifilo, you see Agnifilo doing the most on the mic? No, you don't. Agnifilo doesn't do that. He doesn't go out. He doesn't prioritize press or media over, what he needs to do over getting the job done. And like I said, I could feel whatever I want. I could say whatever I want about Agnifilo, but he's somebody who's had so much experience in the field. He's lost cases. He's won cases. When he did the Rainier case, that big trafficking case, he lost that one. He moved on. He still got hired. He got hired with Diddy. Okay. And he saved, whether people want to go back and forth, whether Diddy appreciates it or not, he saved Diddy from doing life in prison. He did. Those lawyers, regardless of how you feel, because people want to talk shit about defense attorneys up until you need one, right? And then you need one, then it's like, oh yes, good job. Please note that Agnifilo did his thing. If I found myself in that, I would probably hire an Agnifilo. As much as I don't necessarily care for the other stuff, I probably would, because that's just what you do. You hire a lawyer that's going to win. Okay? That's what you do. All right. Let's move on. Now let me get my Nancy Grace on. Where's my wig? Let me get my. I'm gonna have to get a Judge Judy on too. I know I did a Judge Judy one, but I'm gonna have to bring a Judge Judy up here. We're gonna have to put these comments away, okay? Let's get my Nancy Grace on. There you go. Luigi Mangio. Now that's going to be an interesting case right here to see. Honestly, I'm here for it. We're supposed to go. Is it trial this year? There's going to be some interesting trials this year. Don't forget, Keefe D has trial in March. Keefe D for the murder of Tupac Shakur. Okay, that's going to be in Vegas. That's going to be very interesting. It's going to be some up and coming trials that'll be very interesting. Okay. I did do a Judge Judy one. You love Judge Judy? I did do a Judge Judy one. Welcome everybody. You said, so I haven't watched this. Is this like Bombshell or what? Y'all said that it wasn't. Well, we're not going to watch this entire thing then if it's not. Like, is there anything new? She said D4VD Bombshell. Missing Celeste. 13 decompose. Dismembered in Tesla car. Guys, for those that are regulars, that watch YouTube regularly, please note that this is how all content creators do it. The Nancy does it. I'll even call myself out. This is how the algorithm works. You have to make a salacious title. Now, you don't have to make it untrue, right? Like, don't make it untrue. Celeste is not missing. We know that her body, has been recovered and whatnot. And Flojo said something interesting, and I can't even go back to the comment anymore, Flojo, but if you are here, Flojo, and I rock, thank you so much for gifting. And then I rock. Thank you for gifting one membership. Thank you, love. I missed you. Sorry. I forgot to shout you out. I might have already been talking about topics. Thank you, love. Shout out to you. If you've been gifted, put some hearts in the chat, guys. Flojo, can you repeat, if you're in the chat, can you repeat exactly what you said here in the chat again? She did a great recap. Okay. Let me know what you said. You said today was the anniversary of the last time anybody saw her alive. Is that correct? You said nothing new. I watch. Okay. Well, you all know that I like to react to Nancy when I'm watching it with you guys. That's why I'm like, I save myself the reaction to you guys. So nothing new. Let's see. Maybe we'll get right here, right? The 10 minutes. Right when we're doing the Nancy. Thank you. You said is BJ in here? Shout out to BJ. Yes, yes, yes. If she's in here, y'all are crazy. Let's see. This is just a compilation from other videos on D4VD. There's nothing new. I missed it. Oh, really? So it's nothing new. It's just like and I mean, people do that, right? Okay.
Remove shots of him with bloody t-shirts. It looks like it's even in a car.
Nothing new.
Why? Why would he do that suddenly?
Nancy, so many people, especially celebrities, are represented by, what we say, like public relations representatives who will advise them to do certain things so that they can attack things before the damage happens. And, this is somebody who was in the spotlight. He's already being attacked about his lyrics. He's already being painted as the person who is, likely responsible for this because he had a relationship with this person. And he is likely being told that he should take these images down. Although these images are a part of his overall brand, we're talking about creative expression.
I can't wait.
Creative expression. Yeah, I mean, that could be a thing. And there's a lot of artists out there that use a lot of gore for creative expression. I mean, you're not going to see me buying a bloody shirt, just like you wouldn't see me buying a pair of shoes with blood. Like, I just don't see that, creative expression. And again, a lot of this comes from, I mean, back in the day, I told you guys, like Marilyn Manson, all these, artists that, they're into kind of like this gory stuff. Should that be the thing that convicts them? I don't know. I'm conflicted on this one a lot because I could see this argument both ways. Should the lyrics of a song, there's a law against that, by the way. And we talked about this. I'll have to look it up again. I always reference it. I should probably know it by now. But there is a law against this where you cannot use somebody's lyrics to convict a person, an artist, right? You can't. You said he's not gory. He's a rocker. Okay. You consider, it's called the Rap Act. Okay, I'll pull it because I always go back to it. You cannot You can't convict somebody on this, even though, has there been situations where, like, even like in his music video where there's a trunk of the car, there's this whole situation playing out the romantic homicide, right? What if it played out that way? Remember Basic Instincts? Y'all remember that movie? Wasn't that the whole premise, the whole plot of the movie, right? That she was an author and she was somehow acting out the murders and then writing a book about them. Something to that effect. I think that was the whole thing. This is where we're at right now. And thank you, Flo Joe. Look at what Flo Joe just said. Today is the year of the last known proof of life of Celeste. My heart tells me this is her angel anniversary to rest in peace, Celeste. Is that, Flojo, is that based on the photo that we know of? I can't believe that, like, last image, unless there's other images that we don't know about. Right. Billie Eilish has a similar aesthetic. Same record label too. I think Dark Rooms encourages it. Right. There's like this aesthetic to it. Right. And there's a, guys, there's a crowd for this. There is a following for this. Can you convict everybody for being into gory stuff? No. For this aesthetic? No. I don't think we can, but self-expression, we have to be careful with this one, I think. But I also feel like, you have the people, and some of y'all may believe this, that it's like, well, if you're praising it or if you're supporting it, you must be part of the problem. What do y'all think of that argument?
Can't wait for you to try that on the jury. This was his artistic expression. What more do we know about this guy?
Burke has released several singles, including Here With Me, that charted on the Billboard Hot 100. He has recorded 2 EPs, and last April released his first full album, Withered, with the Withered World Tour starting last month, and canceled the day the body in his Tesla was identified as Celeste. His deluxe album is shelved. His record label, Interscope, suspended the album's release and paused all promotional activities related to David.
Wow.
His endorsement deals are canceled.
What, do I have this correct, too? Dave Mack, Crime Stories investigative reporter, that after Celeste butchered...
Wait. She really... She... No. Whoa. Remember the Memphis 3? They were convicted for the goth and botch admission to guilt. That's right, ma'am. That's right. VS, that's right. You are absolutely right. I believe gore desensitizes you from violence, so you can become violent too. Okay. So you believe that the gore desensitizes you from violence. All right. So let me ask you guys a question that believe this, right? And I can agree to this too. I do believe that we are very desensitized to a certain degree. Music and videos aren't what, like back when I was a kid, I mean, you would not be something like a Cardi B or a Meg Thee Stallion ass cheeks all out there. You wouldn't be able to see something like that without, I mean, back then you just couldn't, unless you were watching Cinemax or something. I don't know, right? But it has changed, right? Sexuality has been a little bit different. It's more out there, which is fine. That's a whole different conversation. But even before that, even before my time as a kid, you always had the people that there was this whole like satanic panic, right? So for me, it's like I've done research on that. I actually did a lot of undergraduate paperwork on that, paperwork and research on that about how like sometimes within our own panic, it drives us to such tunnel vision about certain things and how we see things and how we interpret things. And then there's a side of us as self-expression, right? But as self-expression, does that overtake your ability to make decisions in life or who you are as a person? And how do you determine whether this is self-expression or somebody actually acting out mentally through a fantasy that they might have? Y'all remember that? So this is why, for me, I always fall in line in between. That I'm like, I can listen. I got people that love my oldest loves Billie Eilish. I don't understand it, right? I can't get into it, right? I'm like, why is the girl? What does the girl need new eyeliner? Like, and I'll bust a joke, and my oldest always gets mad at me when I say that, like, Mom, you don't get it. You're so outdated. I'm like, yeah, but that's not even like my genre of music that I grew up with, right? For me, I grew up with, in a Latino hip hop, Spanish, cumbia, a bunch of, I was introduced to a bunch of mariachi, a bunch of music. So I have a lot of appreciation of different things. And I don't know, man. I think that we see expression different. But maybe that's just my thing. I don't know. What do y'all think? And this is it. Here's the deal. Y'all, we could talk about D4VD all the time. But there are people that are fans of D4VD and this music. And if it's not D4VD, it's going to be somebody else who caters to that, right? So if you think that just by this situation happening at D4VD, that somehow that's going to silence it, no, you can't take somebody else's expression away, right? You just can't. You can't. He said only in music, right? Hold up. Now let me keep playing this, and then I got to shout out some people, and then I got a call coming in too.
Remains are found in his Tesla trunk. He continues touring for several weeks until the outcry online it becomes too noisy to ignore.
It's unbelievable, Nancy, that bloody remains are found in a vehicle registered to you, yet you continue on this world tour like nothing was found in your car and only stop when the remains are identified as a missing child from Lake Elsinore.
There's something wrong with that. And again, this, I guess Nancy's not giving us new information. I guess for the sake of argument, we could watch some of this. There is something wrong with the law when it comes to things like this, okay? We're not, like, this is, if I have an open bottle in my car and it's alcohol, you can charge a person. If you have and this is an AI photo, Lord have mercy. I had no idea too. Look at this. I was like, and that's an AI photo. Look, if I have an open bottle and I'm drinking, right? Or not even drinking, if I just have an open bottle, I could be charged for that, right? I can't get in. I can't understand how the law works. I can have a dead body in the car and it's decomposing and it's not like that. Somehow that's not criminal, or at least I'm not being charged yet. Of course, they're trying to find out how the body got there. Absolutely. I get that. But there is nothing there that, would get me to, I don't know, get this, something to happen. I guess I'm so confused. I'm so confused by how a lot of this works too, like within the law and all this stuff. But hey, it is what it is. You said Nancy Grace's voice makes me recoil bad and I have to look everything up. No worries. Hold up. And let me shout out, Nate just gifted a membership. Thank you, Nate. Thank you for gifting one member. Thank you. $2 from Sarah Adam. Thank you for having a healthy ego. Well, I try. Thank you. And then I rock. Thank you again for gifting one membership. Dr. Edwards, thank you. We love our rabbit community. Dr. Edwards, thank you so much, love, for supporting my channel, and I appreciate you. Thank you. Jen, new member. Thank you, love. Thank you. And so again, a lot of this, I definitely don't think that somebody who is into the dark arts, does that necessarily mean that they're going to go out there and do all kinds of things? Just like when you have a rap artist who's talking about, drugs, guns, hoes, I'm just thinking of like all the whatever, putting in between people like this. That doesn't mean that they're going to go out there and do X, Y, and Z, right? But what does happen, and it happens a lot when we've covered cases, think about R. Kelly. People have a hard time separating the artistry from the man and the actions and the behaviors. People have a hard time with that, especially when you grew up with the music, or the music was played in weddings, Step in the Name of Love. I'm just thinking of all kinds of music, or certain songs made you feel a certain way, and then suddenly you're having to look at this artist sideways. This is a real thing. But at the same time, it's like we don't have laws in regards to, first of all, a minor that's running away. The inability for everybody to be concerned and just report. Mandated reporter is not like, it's only for certain folks, right? And if you don't have training or whatever, some of that hat could very well fall off after a certain while. And then there's the issue of like, well, who truly cared, or who allowed her to do all this? Or, was she aware, like, was family aware that she was running away? Did they give up? Did they give up on searching for her? What do you make of this? How do you go? How do you move here? And are we going to have any updates? It is the first week of January, right? We were hoping to get an update at least an arrest by December, right? The end of the year. That's what I was praying. I'm like, I have a feeling it's going to happen. And no, I was wrong. And I mean, that happens, you know?
Went on about his daily business after a bloody, chopped up, decomposed corpse was found in his abandoned car, Nancy. Think about all of this, and it goes beyond the pale of what any human being ever would do to another human being.
You know, Dave Mack, apparently you and I are the only ones concerned, because as of this moment, when we go to air tonight, there have been no charges at all. Okay, he's in a relationship with her. She's a runaway, times 2. She's been gone over a year with him. I bet if we timed those photos, we'd find out how long she's been with him. And now she's dead. Now, okay, look at this live stream video of David and Celeste.
Oh, yo, wait.
Oh, look at answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer that.
This video, I'm telling you, when this video hit, I'm like, oh my God. And then, of course, finding out like the location and area, I don't know.
Which one? What's good, David? Big fan. Which one? Oh, thank you, Mitchell Condrio.
I gotta sound with him if you even. We need to delete this.
Mods, can we delete all VODs? And then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream too?
All the mods, can you delete the lives or VODs? So here's my question. Did the mods know too? Why would we need to delete? Did anybody ask the question? You said when people allow their feelings to become enraged, they fail to see the entire picture. Yep. They become tunnel vision. That's why we got to be careful. And I think if you do some research on the satanic panic is a good example of that. And before, we have to understand that there's going to be people that artistically express themselves however they want. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to go out there and commit crimes. And it doesn't matter how I say this multiple times, you know, because it's just how it is. But there is this change in our society that's happening in social media as well, where things are allowed, where we are becoming a lot more desensitized. We see this all the time, right? Absolutely. You said seeing Nancy's picture next to the real Nancy is so funny, incredibly. I know, right? You said age ain't a number. Song by a minor. We were saying, yeah, age ain't nothing but a number. Remember that? And honestly, think about it. Historically in Hollywood, it's always a lot of these people are minors, right? When they come into the industry, what's her name? The chick from that 70s show. I did a video on her, Mila Kunis. Mila Kunis lied about her age and was making out with adults while she was on that 70s show, right? That wasn't that long ago, guys. I'm over here working, trying to get a job. You know what I mean? Doing my thing. And I'm having to produce paperwork to get a job while someone like Mila Kunis or all these other celebrities can lie about their age and get in the job and be exposed to all kinds of things. Does that make sense? See what I'm saying? It's like it's very deliberate. People have allowed certain things, you know? Let's see. When I was young, my family used to say, no escuches, rock es música del diablo. I thought I was going to hell, but I loved it and I got absorbed by it and I still love it. Yeah. And that's the satanic panic part, that it's like we have to be able to make discernments when it comes to certain things. We're all very complicated creatures, guys. We truly are. We need to let law enforcement find proof beyond reasonable doubt. We don't want him getting off for lack of evidence in case being rushed. I could definitely agree with this. I would have thought the law would have charged someone with the body found in the car. Right. Anybody. For just even the concealment. But even if if he is charged, it's just a misdemeanor, which is like insane. You know, it's insane, right? You said the people who have surrounded these artists have financial investments in covering their stuff. Bingo. What did Rob say? Shout out to Good Nunya. What did Rob say? Rob Morgenroth? I didn't want to get involved. You know, I'm just here for the tour. I didn't report. I was just here for the tour. The tour. What's the tour? Money. That's Mila Kunis. I'm sure people found out that she was underage. And then after a while, we're like, well, we just gonna pretend that it didn't happen. We didn't see shit, right? And then here we are. This Hollywood thing and the age it never really changes, guys. It doesn't. It just gets progressively worse, right? It does. It just, things are what they are. He didn't want to stop the tour. Now, that being said, is we could be all completely wrong, and because in our time frame, we're wanting to see something, but it's not happening in our time frame, which is fine. That's fine. It doesn't have to be. I truly believe that law enforcement is doing what they're doing. They're treating this case the way that they need to. However, I'm upset because some of us want to. Yeah, I'm there. I want it to hurry up. I want there to be justice to this young girl. I want to make sure that things are done right. Okay. I'm here for it. And please know, I don't know if you guys heard, but Nick Reiner and even the autopsy with Rob and Michelle, those are all also on hold too. They just put, I'm not surprised. They put all that information on hold too. Okay? All of it. But one thing that we do know for a fact is that law enforcement is not obligated to tell any of us the truth of anything. Don't forget when we were live and we were listening to the press conference, they were telling us about what was going on, but they weren't. There wasn't an urgency to go out and arrest someone. Why? There wasn't an urgency to go out and arrest someone. Why? Because they already knew who did it, and they had him in handcuffs already. He was already detained. They just wanted to do a press. So this is what I'm saying is, like, they're not obligated to tell us the truth about anything. They're not. And that could very well seal a lot of mistrust that we have in law enforcement. But that's how it works, right? That is how it works. You said, I had this odd theory that maybe somebody set him up and actually is working with the police. It just makes sense that they haven't made him talk sooner. We don't know what they've made him do. That's the thing, is we don't know anything. We don't know anything. For all we know, this is what I find interesting. Okay. This is what I find interesting. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised, because a lot of us have made the assumption, well, no, he left the country. We don't know that. There's no pictures of him. There's nothing that says that. He hasn't been arrested. That doesn't mean that he's not being looked at. It doesn't mean that they have no access to him. What we do know is that he hasn't been cooperating. He hasn't been cooperating at all. You said law enforcement has an ethical obligation to protect the integrity of the investigation, even if they have to lie, so they can lie to the public. That's right. They are obligated to be truthful in court. So a law enforcement, y'all, like I'm telling you, we want people to be honest, but we got to teach, got to lie. So that's why I'm like, when you see a press conference, pay attention to the things that they don't tell you versus what they tell you, because that pretty much can tell you whether they're telling the truth or a lie. And it's many press. It's how it is, right? Let's talk real quick. Case in point, when they said about Emmanuel Haro, they had an idea of where his body was at. Have they? Do they? Even if they find it, are they publicly going to talk about it? No, they don't have to. They don't have to inform the public about it. For all we know, Emmanuel could have already been found. We don't know. They haven't said anything publicly. So, yeah, I mean, they can lie to us. They don't have to be truthful to us.
That's our friends at the Daily Mail. An integral part of any homicide investigation is a timeline. It's critical. Based on a timeline, you can alibi people. You can unalibi other people that you're looking at as a suspect. It changes everything. And in the last hours, a video has emerged potentially placing this little girl, just 13 years old, when she goes missing, at a David D4VD concert in Maryland on August 24. Significance. Very quickly, Dave Mack, when was Celeste's body found?
Wait, what?
In David Burke's Tesla trunk.
She was found on September the
8th. Wait. She said that there was something that placed her in a concert? What? Hold up. Let me see this real quick.
That's our friends at the Daily Mail. An integral part of any homicide investigation is a timeline.
Okay.
It's critical. Based on a timeline, you can alibi people. You can unalibi other people that you're looking at as a suspect. It changes everything. And in the last hours, a video has emerged potentially placing this little girl, just 13 years old, when she goes missing, at a David D4VD concert in Maryland on August 24.
Wait, isn't that the one that we've already, Nancy? This one you talk about? Oh my. We still on that? Are we still on that? We still on that? Yes, it's misinformation. I think she believes it's her, though. No, but I really think she believes it's her. She's still on this? So what is she going to say when it's found out that that's not even the timeline? So she's not giving us new information here at all. And you guys said this to me in the chat as well. I don't know what to say, man. Catch up, Nancy. You said she's way behind. She definitely believed. I think she believed it, honestly. She's a bit off. She's way behind. Like Rabbit, she's always respectful. Keeps it back. I just can't with this lady. Why did you say that? So you could take a picture of someone in a hospital as long as there's certain guidelines. May disclose personal. You said I'm very so here's the deal. Flojo, I mean, this is the one that we've already debunked. We've talked about. Even TMZ went back and said it's not her. It's not her. Anyways, I'm not about we're not about to repeat this crap anymore. I really thought that I was like, okay, maybe she moved on from that. I thought she was changing her narrative to something else. I guess not, right? No? No? Maybe? Lord have mercy. Let me see what you guys are saying. You said, I agree. You said, look at the photo of the balcony, then move the photo of Celeste facing the camera. Look at her neck. The length of her neck is consistent between the photos. So you think that this one is Celeste? I thought it was already debunked. First Liberties, you think that this is Celeste, right? I mean, I can't do any of that right now. I'll have to do it on my own time where I'm able to move photos and stuff like that. But hold up. You think that the length of the... I'm okay, like this one right here. Hold up. There we go. I mean, there's the length of her neck. People are saying that that's her. Maybe. I don't know. So she traveled out of state. This is her. I still don't believe it's her, but I don't know, man. It's a lot of people I looked. He said that she thinks that she passed. They think that she passed in the spring. I don't know, man. This is what I'm saying. I'm gonna wait for law enforcement. Let us know who and what is who at this point. But the neckline, it's just so hard to tell, honestly. He said, Rabbit, play what Nancy says about her. Okay. About this woman right here? I'm just surprised that, here's the deal. When she says this about the timeline, this is where she kind of throws me off because she's basically saying the same thing that people have said have already been debunked. I don't know.
Investigation is a timeline. It's critical. Based on a timeline, you can alibi people. You can unalibi other people that you're looking at as a suspect. It changes everything. And in the last hours, a video has emerged potentially placing this little girl, just 13 years old, when she goes missing, at a David D4VD concert in Maryland on August 24. Significance. Very quickly, Dave Mack, when was Celeste's body found in David Burke's Tesla trunk?
She was found on September the 8th.
And it had been sitting out on the street in posh Hollywood Hills for weeks that we know of. So that gives me a timeline. That's what I'm getting at. So if she is alive, if this is in fact her in the video, August 24, and then we've got September 7, that gives me a timeline. Let's take a look at the video right now. This video has been circulating, video from @ClipsOfDavid on TikTok. Now, isn't it true? Melissa McCarty joining me, investigative reporter, host of the Killer Genes podcast, author of The Making of a Crime Reporter. Melissa, thank you for being with us. Isn't it true that Celeste's body was found in a black tube top and ripped jeans? Isn't that true, Melissa?
She was about 75 miles away from where she was living.
Yes, they did say that. And it wasn't, I thought it was leggings. I don't think it was jeans. This is a reclip, guys. Yeah, but Steeler, you're talking about the conditions of a body outside of a car. In California, it was like record heat time. So, I mean, all of that could be exacerbated. But here's the question that I have. They didn't say that she was wearing, they said that she was wearing leggings. Hold up. I'm not making this up. Like, I literally heard this, and we have gone through this so many times. She's wearing, yes, she wasn't wearing jeans. She was wearing a tube top, black leggings, a yellow metal bracelet. This is literally what was reported. So even her saying jeans is incorrect. Black leggings. This is just a repeat, y'all. Like, this is an older clip. I don't think this is new. I think that she made like a whole combination of various clips and whatnot, and then kind of made it as, like just kind of like a refresher. But she should have taken some of these out, because some of these don't really go with what's already been put out there. I don't know, man. Ain't it crazy? He said, actually, the initial report in September, News Nation said the body was about 3 weeks worth of decomposition, sharply contrasting with TMZ narrative. That's right. Some of us, thank you for saying this, because that's true. That she was already like heavily decomposed. You know what we're going to have to do is we just going to have to wait. That's all we can do, right? Is wait until whatever law enforcement or the coroner's office, if they find out, if they tell us. And they don't have to. But let me tell you something. D4VD surrounded himself with women that, I don't know, it's like they were like doppelgangers of others. Like, they just, like, even the fans, they said leggings. They didn't say jeans. This is why this is incorrect. I know, Great Lady, we want them to, but, they got to take their time. That's how it is. Yeah, you said the girl on the balcony has never been identified, nor she came out publicly and spoke. ATP is still anonymous. So maybe that's why Nancy still believes that that's her. I mean, it looks like her. I'm not disputing that, but we just don't know if it's her. And if that is her, why? Okay, here's my question to you guys. Let's just say that is Celeste. Why wouldn't they just confirm that? Why wouldn't law enforcement say that's Celeste? Like, they've already put out there through TMZ that there was a trip that they took to Santa Barbara, right? There's already information out there that they've actually put out, law enforcement. So I don't think that that's her, or at least they haven't publicly confirmed that it's her, honestly. But if they did, I think that they have to be careful, right? Because that could be used as a defense. That could be used as something else. Who's to say that wouldn't be D4VD's defense? Well, no, she didn't die over here on this time, because here she is at my concert, and here she was, right? Like, in the balcony. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. He has a type, Maya, for sure. You can tell he's a type. They can't confirm because they are wrong. It could be used against them in trial. So we don't want them to do anything at this point. So Reddit is going to do, and YouTubers are going to do what they're going to do. So is Reddit. You know what I mean? Like, it's interesting information, but I just don't think we can confirm a whole lot, honestly. And honestly, like, anybody can look like anybody. The government doesn't want the defense to find time to lie. That's why they keep so much information in wraps until it's time to trial. I agree. I definitely agree. Meme says, I think they can't confirm anything because they burned so much by the media, because they care all about what the public knows, unless it's reasonable and pressure to be transparent. Absolutely. And you know what? This isn't a new thing, right? Like, this isn't anything new that we just want to know. We want to know. None of that is new. I think a lot of us want to know what happened and, the truth of the matter. Are we ever really there's a lot that we probably will never know, guys. Honestly, there is a lot. You know, it's just a sad situation overall. Nobody should have to. No child should have have to have gone through this and stuff like that. I mean, I purchased documents too, and none of that is none of that is available to me yet. So there's a lot of people that have made purchases to documents that all of this is being held at this point, and I think it's crucial, and hopefully we'll get some updates. But I mean, a lot of what Nancy's saying right now is regurgitation, if that, nothing is new at all. We know. You said now the chainsaw stuff was very interesting. Like I said last time we talked about it, I said, the chainsaw thing, it kind of takes me back a little bit because it's like I would believe that somebody would buy a chainsaw to get rid of a body, right? More so than an incinerator. But then like all of these items were not collected. And maybe, like I said, they're already weeks into the jury, to the grand jury. I feel like they have enough of what they think that they need, and they don't necessarily see the other items as, what's the word, evidence. This case is going to be very interesting as it unfolds, and if he's charged, we definitely going to do our best to, I've already put this out here. I want to travel and I want to see if we can get to LA, or if it's in Van Nuys, I don't know, wherever they hold it. That would be my goal, for us to take a trip and report on it. I don't know if I'll be there for the whole thing, but at least for a couple hearings and whatnot, because I would be very curious to know what all of this looks like. And I'm here for it. I'm here for the travel. If it's not a televised trial, which would be great if it's televised, right? That way everybody can watch it. But sometimes these things are not televised, and so we have to put in our applications for what media. I've already done some research in that area, about press passes and stuff like that, just so we can do things right, because I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Maybe Celeste was the one dressing like them out of admiration and style. Well, Celeste had a very interesting style, I'll definitely say that. Definitely praying for no plea deals. Well, praying for the truth, man. That's what we pray, Praying for the truth. That's what we want. Speaking of the truth, okay. This guy, I can never say his name. I feel like I pronounced it. The social media guy. We've talked a little bit about him. Hold up, let me make sure I click this. How do you say his name? Real quick. Clavicular. Thank you. I'm like, why is it tripping me up? Clavicular. His name is trippy, y'all. So apparently, I haven't seen anything directly from Miami PD or anybody like that, but apparently he's not going to be charged. Did y'all hear about this? Because he ran over like a fan or something like that, or I'm not sure if it was a stalker or a fan or what, but apparently the man is not going to be charged. Did you guys hear about this? I have yet to see a statement from anybody. Overall, I have not. I don't know what to say. I mean, there's so much stuff out there about this guy. This guy is a trip, man. So he's got like such an interesting reputation and a lot of following, and I don't understand why. But this guy apparently, like he's into the injections. He'll inject. He was injecting. There was a picture of him or a video of him injecting a 17-year-old girl with like some kind of lipo stuff. Like he's into like that stuff. He said, I just can't stop picturing a collarbone. It's giving Dexter vibes. So this guy's not going to be charged. At least this is what they said. I don't know if there's any truth to that because I have not seen anything publicly, but it was reported yesterday that, he runs over this stalker. This is what they're calling him. And it was a self-defense claim. And it happened in Miami. And he is not going to be charged. Now, people have said that there's a mugshot. That mugshot looks like it's AI. But there's nothing that says that he's not going to be charged, just so people are aware. He's got this thing, can I make a prediction? I don't think it's something about this guy that gives me the ew, gross. Let me stop watching some of this shit because it's like I can't even air it here. No, his girlfriend is not 17. I think it was like a 17-year-old child or something. He was like injecting fillers to or something like that. I don't know. I mean, and again, this is what the post said. I don't have she could very well not be 17. She could be an adult or whatever. I'm saying 17 because that's what the post said, but I could very well be wrong. I don't know. But anyway, so apparently the people have been saying that he's not going to be charged. And then you have another thing that broke yesterday too. Tommy Lee's daughter. Did you all hear about that too? That she was, I think she OD'd. This is what they're saying, that she OD'd in a hotel or something like that. It's just so crazy. He said, "Oh my God, have you ever looked into the med spas getting their fillers on literally like people?" No, I didn't even know that's what they did. Yes, he's clavicular is giving Elliot Rogers. He's got this like Elliot Roger thing going on with like Luca Magnotta. Luke Magnotta. There's this thing going on. I'm like, I don't like the aesthetic of it is kind of weird. And then we found out about Tommy Lee's daughter, which is a very sad situation. She was found dead in a San Francisco hotel. Now let me tell you something. Between like here, you have these celebrity children, Nick Ryder, Tommy Lee's daughter. Who else? I feel like there's a couple of it's just so weird. It's like different things that are happening, right? If it's an OD, I mean, this is what's been speculated, that she had OD'd or whatever in this hotel room and whatnot. It's just really sad overall. We don't know a whole lot other than that. She was 34 years old. She was found dead in the hallway of a San Francisco hotel in the early hours of New Year's Day. Her name is Victoria Jones. Okay? There's no cause of death, but the rumor is that she had OD'd. That's what they're saying. You heard about that too? Thank you. Yeah, sorry. Not Tommy Lee Jones. What did I say? I said Tommy Lee Jones, didn't I? Not the Motley Crue guy. Tommy Lee Jones, guys. Tommy Lee Jones. Did I name him something different? Oh, I think I just said Tommy Lee. It's Tommy Lee Jones. My bad. She was super drunk at the hotel. That's what they're saying. I just kicked myself out of the stream. Lord have mercy. My bad. I kicked myself out of the stream. I'm here. I'm back. I know. I'm back. Y'all see me? Let me know. Put one in the chat. Hold on. I went bloop. I disappeared for a minute. I kicked myself. Sorry. I'm back. My bad. I'm back. All right. Sorry. I went bloop. I'm back. I know. I'm here. You said, Rabbit, I just got here. No, I'm good. All right, hold up. Let me shout out some people. I'm sorry. I totally Sarah, thank you so much for the 5. He said himself he was obsessed with gore by the age of 14. Yeah, he did. D4VD did. Weirdest fact, Octomom and her kids turned out to be amazing. Oh, man, I forgot about Octomom. For somebody who was suspected to like that, they talked a lot of shit about Octomom. Let me just say that much. They did talk a lot of shit about Octomom, and she turned out to be like an amazing person, right? Like, yeah, I would agree with that. Thank you for making that comment. I forgot about Octomom. We forget about Octomom. Did y'all forget? You remember how much shit people would say about Octomom? Okay. Yeah, you said you thought Rabbit Grace. I know Nancy Grace kicked me out of the stream. Her kids are amazing. You're right. Oh my God, we should do it like a deep dive into the Octomom situationship. Like, I should totally put that on my, like, future deep dives. I mean, she's not really trending like that, but I'm here for it. Now, let me say something, y'all. I didn't get to put this on my title. I want to talk about Tyler Chase because I did put it yesterday, but so there's been a lot of people that have been, upset about people filming Tyler Chase. And honestly, I told you, I've said this before, rightfully so. I feel like I don't think it's out of concern. I feel like people are doing the most when it comes to this. I don't know if they have his consent. I don't know if somebody like Tyler Chase can consent, and that's the biggest thing. If I'm going to be filmed, I would prefer to consent. This isn't about like, there's just so many videos out there. I can't even there's just so many now. If people are going to film Tyler Chase, you would think that they would do it out of, like, there's consent to do it, that he doesn't mind people doing it, right? He's vulnerable. I don't want to further invade the kid's personal privacy after I just got done saying how happy I am my parents are not famous. That's a good point, right? That's a good point. But you notice that Octomom and her kids turn out right. Shout out to the Octomom. Okay, she had 8 babies and everybody was so worried she's going to deplete the government system. Y'all remember all the negative shit that they said about her? And what she do? The lady went on and moved on with her life. Okay, she sure did. Shout out to Octomom for being about the business. Okay, and she really didn't, like, outside of having 8 kids. I mean, that's what she did. They dragged her in the tabloids forever and unapologetically, and they haven't really talked about her. I'm gonna have to check it out. I have not seen that documentary. I'd like to know. Now, I don't want to do a deep dive on our kids. Please note that I do believe that if our kids are doing fine, I'm glad that they're doing fine, but glad that they're doing fine overall. But here's the deal. I have heard, both sides of the coin of this argument, right? Tyler Chase. Okay. I said this. I was like, this is so weird to me that, like, people have been knowing that this young man was homeless and, he was struggling. And then, somehow this became this viral social media over the holiday Christmas story where people are filming. And to a certain degree, like, for me, it's like, I'm on the fence sometimes because I feel like when somebody's under the influence of, rugs, or they're mentally incapable to consent, this is no different than with soft white underbelly. Some of those people out there, some can have consented and some don't. Or maybe some, like, change their mind later on. You know what I mean? Like, it does make you wonder what's up. And even though they say, well, there's an application process. Okay. Yeah. But can you say that? I mean, how often do people sign applications or contracts and they're in their right mind to do so? And then, 5 years later, you're sober or whatever, and then you find this shit out on the internet about you. You're trying to take it down and then you can't? Or what can you do to remove it? Especially if you're trying to redo your life or remake your life. So then people have been on the fence about the filming of this situation. For me, I'm like, okay, you found out your friend is homeless, even though a lot of people knew. You went out there, you got him a hotel, you did your 1 and 2. Okay, so why keep filming it at this point? Why not just move on from it and allow it to be what it is? And I mean, if you want, if your friend is okay with it, it's a different thing. But I don't know this woman, but she apparently has an issue with people filming.
To a point now where I feel like I have to address it. And I was going to say something last night, but everything that I was going to say last night was not good, was not the best version of me. Had to sleep on this, whether I was even going to make this video, but I feel truly like in my heart, I have to say something.
Okay.
Taking a camera and putting it in somebody's face that is so clearly, visibly struggling and at their lowest point in life is disturbed behavior. Like, I truly think the person that is the most sick in this video is not Tyler. It is the person behind the camera.
Okay, let me stop right here. I'm going to play devil's advocate. It is very disturbed behavior, but let's play the devil's advocate for a minute. A lot of people do it. There's a lot of channels out there that are homeless based channels, and they do that. Okay. It is also content. Disturbed behavior, content, yes, both things. I will say that. All right. Concerning, because I don't know if Tyler has consented to any of that. That's the thing. Is that if we're really trying to say we're trying to help Tyler, then help him. Okay, help him. But is he consenting to any of this material? Some of y'all are fans of the soft white underbellies. Every time I talk about it, people get in their feelings and they get mad. Oh, yada, 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 yada. Okay. So then that same energy is not held to this as well. Right?
You have to be seriously disturbed to do something like this. And the thing is, I think I immediately went, well, maybe this was a fan and they didn't know where the line was. But you, A, didn't even spell his name right, and B, thought he was on Disney Channel. So that's not it. So what was it? I can't make this video without getting so mad because
he didn't spell his name right and he was on Disney Channel. No, I think it's Nickelodeon. Listen, I'm not a follower. I probably would have gotten the channel name wrong. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I could tell. I mean, I know, like, I feel like Nickelodeon is there's several shows that I could definitely say that was Nickelodeon and then separate them from Disney for sure. So just saying.
It's like all of my co-stars probably feel heartbroken by watching these videos, heartbroken by watching Tyler go viral time and time again because of his struggles. It is really hard to watch. Everybody sends me these videos and I talk to people through DM because I don't want to recirculate these videos that are not only hurtful and traumatic for him, but are also hurtful and traumatic for the families that have tried to help Tyler out of this situation for a very long time. And if you know anybody or have anybody in your life or in your family that has dealt with addiction or mental illness, you will know it is not as easy as forcing them to get help. And it is not as easy as making them go to a recovery center. I'm all red-chested right now. I am so upset that these videos keep happening and people keep seeking out Tyler on the streets to film them and then post it. I didn't say anything the first time when this went viral 2 months ago because she had set up a GoFundMe for him. And I was like, maybe this is well-intentioned. I'm not God. Maybe I don't need to make a video on this. But this is now getting to the point where news and gossip outlets are reposting Tyler and his struggles without even a care in the world for what he's going through or who he even is. This isn't sitting right with me. And now you've got my attention because this is disturbing behavior. And I won't stand for it. And I'm going to say something about it because I knew Tyler. I grew up with Tyler. He was a co-star of mine. We were on Neds together. He was the sweetest human being.
So she knew.
And I don't feel right not saying anything about this situation, knowing that it is going absolutely viral again. 2 months ago, I reached out and have had set up rooms, recovery centers, anybody willing to take him in. And there are plenty of beds. There are plenty of recovery homes. There are plenty of sober living homes that are willing to take him in. Here's the deal. If he is not ready, there's nothing that we can do.
Thank you.
I know Sean Weiss, who is a former child star.
If he is, she just said it, y'all. He has to be ready. But if he's not going to go, and it's not going to be the outcome that everybody wants, guys. And it's not going to be a viral video of what y'all want to see. That's the thing.
From the Mighty Ducks, knows way more about this than I do, has already put the feelers out, has already asked people for help to maybe get Tyler some help. And so I just ask of you, if you are watching this video and you come across Tyler, please just give him some compassion. Please do not film him. Please do not post a video. That's the thing that drives me nuts is like, not only did you get in his face and film him, you posted it. You posted it. And so please let this just be a reminder that regardless of whether somebody was on TV that you watched growing up, it does not subject you to treat them like a piece of garbage
or trophy
or a piece of just content to be consumed. And I know some people are like, well, he signed up for this. Okay, but he didn't sign up for this now. I don't truly believe that any human being deserves to be filmed.
And he didn't consent. Okay, so for those that are like, well, I'm for that. No. Like, if that was you, I'm sorry. This is where I draw the line on this. And I agree. There was no consent. You can't consent when you're in that state, guys. None of these adults can consent when they're in that state. Even the ones that are being filmed by the other homeless channels. Like, and I say it, what is it? There's one that's Tales of the Streets. There's a bunch of them out there that do that. They're not consenting for you to film them.
Their lowest point and broadcast across all of the internet. It's just not okay. And so please, 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 especially during the holidays, if you see anybody struggling, please don't post it on the internet. It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird. Please let me know if you see him recently, where he's at. I may go try and just personally have a talk with him. I won't be posting about it to see if he's even willing to get help. But I have a feeling that his family has tried very hard to get help.
I believe
at
it.
some point, I feel like you've got to let them walk this path. And so I also know the Ned's cast has done their part and has reached out. I know Daniel went and saw him and was heartbroken about it. And so please also don't come at cast members who maybe aren't saying anything, because there's only so much you can do in this situation.
And that's a good point. It's like people are I'm like, that's crazy. People got to calm down, y'all. Everybody thinks that they have a solution for something. The reality is that this is something that he has to work on, and he has to work this. He has to do it. He has to hit what that is. And nobody, no matter rehabs, free pizzas, and housing, he has to hit it. Okay. So shout out to her. I'm not familiar with her, but check her out. I think she's on TikTok. Shout out to everybody in the chat. This one I posted on my community wall regarding Camila Mendoza Olmos. And I didn't go live when the breaking story was happening because it's just so sad. Like, honestly, like this one, I was like, oh my God, I don't want to. It was the situation. Her body was found. They have said what they've said. I'm glad that she was found. However, the circumstances by this situation is just so sad overall. So her relatives, are of course grieving, and as they should. In the name of the Olmos families, we want to give a humble and heartfelt thank you to all the news reporters, police, detectives, FBI, churches, and friends, and many other communities for your support and prayers. This is what Mom wrote. The teen was reported missing after she left her Texas home on Christmas Eve and was found days later in a field near her house. Officials determined that the young woman died by unalivement, self-deletion. Okay. It sounds like she was struggling with some things. And so they found her. She says, we kindly ask that you please respect our pain, and most importantly, keep my cousin Rosario, Camila's mom, and my nephew Carlos, Camila's brother, in your prayers during this time of grief. Very young girl. Okay. Very young girl. Very important that, we check in with our youth and stuff like that. I mean, that's all I'm going to say about that. It's just like when the news broke and then they found her body, I just like, yeah, it's just a sad situation. She's young, man. She's young, yeah. And like I said, I saw the news break and I said, I don't have the mindset, to go live on it, because it was just, this is heartbreaking, she's young and everything. And so I posted it on my community wall. But yeah, why is no one talking about how she got a hold of a gun? I'm not really sure. Maybe that's still being investigated. I don't know. I mean, it's Texas, so I know a lot of people. I got a lot of Texas in my chat. People have guns all the time. She's 19, so I don't know. Did they suspect? Did she hide it? Did they suspect that she was going to do something to herself? No, you can only do so much to close things like that and, safeguard them. But I wonder if she was, showing signs of stuff and everything. Yeah. And it was illegally obtained firearms. So it wasn't like she, she probably, maybe it was something that was planned, and, she took the gun from a family member and maybe they didn't think anything of it. Did they see the gun was missing prior? That would be the question. Maybe that was a plan and they didn't think that could happen, That could happen if she took the gun from a family member and they didn't even think to look for the gun. I don't know. It's a very sad situation. But overall, you know, our condolences to the family, and I hope that, because this is hard no matter what. No matter what. Yeah, it was her uncle's gun for sure. I really appreciate everybody being here today. I really want to thank everybody in the chat. First of all, we had a lot of supporters today. Thank you guys. You know, guys, you could hit the like button and support that way. I really appreciated everybody being here. You guys are amazing. Thank you for those that gifted today. You know, it's our first live of the year, and I'm here for it. I really want to thank everybody for supporting my channel. When you support my channel, you're supporting me, my family. A huge thank you from my family to everyone here. You guys are amazing. Baby Bunny CEO she'll be 4 this year. Baby Bunny CEO will be 4 this year. Can y'all believe that? She will be turning 4 in March. Like this is going to be an interesting year for sure. I'm going to let you guys go. Shout out to everybody, you guys. And thank you guys for being here. You guys could be anywhere else, but you're here. I know. Isn't that crazy, Didi? She'll be 4 in March. That's crazy. I remember when I announced when I was pregnant. It was the day that I got induced was the day that I announced that I was pregnant and I'm having a baby today. That's what I did. That long. Crazy. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna let you guys go. Hit the like button. You guys have a great, wonderful, beautiful Friday weekend, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys. Bye. Thank you, guys.